Welcome to another episode, Middle Ground with JLE L.L.C, where we treat you like family. That is the theme song, Detroit Love, off my first album, The JLE Experience. This is my music. I own the copyright. Facebook, do not.
Woo!
it.
I
We have
love that. That was awesome. That was you?
yes, sir. That's me.
Wow.
Hey,
I'm telling you, Jeffrey, you're surprising me more every day. That was amazing.
appreciate that. I had just
Yeah.
created that for the last show. You have a better, because y'all stuff is amazing. I'm trying to get on y'all level with these intros, outros. Well, we got another amazing guest for you. We have your marketing coach, keynote speaker, live streamer, inspiration specialist, and owner CEO of Russ Hedge Coaching and Consulting, Russ Hedge himself. Welcome to the show, sir.
Hey, Jeffrey, thank you. Man, what a blessing. You are just you're the kind of guy I like to hang out with. I'm telling you that. First of all, the music's awesome. I think you and I talked a little bit about our musical connections, but super musical family. So I love music. So anyway, yeah, you know what? What else I love is I love people. I love to connect, build community, hang out with people, and we could talk more about that. But that's really what I'm all about.
Okay. A few questions about what got you to where you are to help inspire someone else that's watching or will watch the replay. So, first question,
Yeah.
what led you to this path?
One day, what?
What led you to this path?
Oh, well, let's see here. I have been in sales and marketing my whole life and
Mhm.
also music my whole life. I mean, if we're going to connect those two together. Actually, I've been a music pastor in music ministry most of my adult life. And
Okay.
it's interesting because music ministry or ministry itself and the sales and marketing field are so similar because they're all about people. They're about connecting and building community, loving on people, right? So I just love that. I love both of them. So I've done the two of them for the past 35 years, whatever.
Mhm.
And I started was sales and marketing manager for a couple, two, three companies. Was working for a larger corporation, and how did I get to Russ Hedge coaching and consulting? Well, we had this little thing called the pandemic that
Okay.
hit and shut everything down. Well, I had started this company just as a side hustle
Okay.
before the pandemic hit. Well, when it hit, I'd really felt God leading me to do more things on my own. I felt, urged to write a book, which is right there behind me. I
Okay.
felt, prompted to get out there and deal with people on my own terms, coaching, doing marketing coaching, speaking. As you can see, I'm not really shy. I love talking. So people said, we can't shut them up. Let's just put them up on stage. So there you go. So
I get
yeah, I just love that stuff. So that's really what launched my business was the pandemic. But a lot of people saw it as a negative, and I was able to turn a lot of that really into super positives because I love connecting and I love building community and meeting people. Well, it was shocking at the beginning because suddenly we couldn't go out to people, right?
that's
But
true.
I had just the month before learned about this little thing called Zoom, and
Yeah, that's
so thank God for that
yeah.
because that got me launched out to all of these people all over the world. The next thing you know, I am super great friends with people in all the corners of this earth. I mean, I've got amazing friends in every continent. And so it's been a blessing to me. And then I've been able to work with them. My latest a client that I work with who's a super good friend, I appreciate her so much, is her name is Dr. Nupi Aurora. She is in
Yeah.
Manchester, England, and I have the blessing of producing her live stream. And so you never know where people are going to be. Just because they're not next door doesn't mean you can't work with them.
That's why it's so awesome. I remember I interviewed
Yeah,
her and she took off from that point. Like, look at her go. The glitter practitioner.
yeah,
Amazing.
yeah. The glitter practitioner, she's amazing. She is amazing. Who doesn't like Noopy? She is a lot of fun. And in fact, I was just texting her before we jumped on here. She's a blessing. But the whole point is, it doesn't matter where people are, Australia, South Africa, Canada,
Mhm.
all over. In fact, this morning one of the things that I launched into immediately on networking worldwide was a thing called the Global Tea Break. My good friend
Okay.
and co-host of the Experience Live, D. Scott Smith, he started a thing with our good friend Alan Hennessy out of Dublin, Ireland, and they called it the Global Tea Break. And it started up a month or two before the pandemic hit. And I was blessed to be there a month before the pandemic hit. And so that's where I learned to do Zoom and all that. He goes, "Hey, you should try this Zoom thing. Get on here." And I thought, thank the Lord I was on there the month before, so I knew what I was doing when it hit. So, yeah, I mean, it's just been a blessing to connect with so many people worldwide.
Now, what is Russ Hedge coaching and consulting company? What do you offer and
Well,
why?
let me tell you, I am your marketing coach. I am a keynote speaker. I'm a live streamer and a live stream producer. Um, and I can get into those a little bit more. Also, an author, obviously, of Befuddled, Live the Life You Choose. Um, what I love to do, I'm all about, like I said at the beginning, connecting and building community and how that applies to marketing and business. Well, let me tell you, I think that the foundation really of life, but the foundation of business, any good business and any good marketing plan is community, right? Because people want referrals. They want people that are speaking well about them. They want people they can work with and collaborate with. Well, how do you get that? You build community. So I back everybody up, get them to focus in on their why or their purpose in life and in their business, and then take a
Mhm.
look at what are their activities that they're doing to build community and connect with others. I have a very clear why. I am here to inspire and encourage you to live a purpose driven life of significance. So, what does that mean? I want you to be a world changer. I want you to be a difference maker. I want you to do the amazing things God has created you to do. And so, here I am helping people do that, right? Encouraging people because I get on with people like Jeffrey, who's amazing, and then he's encouraging people, right? And so I love that's why I love live streaming because you can collaborate with people and work with people, and you can get a message of hope, purpose, and positivity out there to others.
Yeah, that's my goal. Get this across the globe and get it profitable.
Yep,
Each
there you
step
go.
along. What made you become a keynote speaker?
Well, I have always taught and spoke to groups. And being in music ministry, I've always been up in front of people. Always, I was a little kid that when I was young, my mom would say, "Okay, Russell, get up and dance and sing for everybody. Come on." And so I
Okay.
was a little showman. Yeah, I was a little showman when I was a kid. And then I have a beautiful wife and two children who are hugely talented and get out there and do those things. I think I told you my daughter is a worship pastor. She's amazing. My
Oh,
wife was in ministry, traveling ministry group for years, recorded, did all that.
mhm.
My son is also a musician and works for a large
He told
mastering
me.
company. I told you he was double Grammy nominated this last year. And
Hmm.
he was their latest uh, group Citizens that he's part of. Their latest number dropped number one on Spotify with 1.5 million downloads the first day. So I am super proud of my
Awesome.
children, and now we live vicariously through our children, right? Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, but anyway, so it is just a blessing that I get up there. And I've always done these things. I've always got in front of people. So speaking was just natural to me. And that's the reason I became a keynote speaker.
Awesome. Now, this unique title, inspiration specialist. How did that come about?
Well, because my why or my purpose is to inspire and encourage others. I love to make people smile, make people laugh, encourage people, give them hope, and
Hmm.
and cheer them on. Right? I want to. The people that I'm connected closest to, we'll call, we'll send videos, we'll text and encourage each other. Hey, get out there, have an awesome day, praying for you, whatever. I love to do that. I love to encourage people and inspire them. So I try to live a godly, inspirational life in front of people. I try to live like I would, I would try to live my best life so other people will say, "Oh yeah, that's inspiring to me." And so that is why I became an inspiration specialist.
That's awesome. And awesome title. And we already talked about marketing coach. Being to that one. What has
Yes.
been the impact of what you've done so far in your journey?
The impact of what I've done so far?
Hmm.
Yeah. I it has been a blessing. The impact really has come through the people.
Hmm.
The things that I've been able to do because of all the community building and connection worldwide has been amazing. It goes way beyond producing a live stream out of Manchester, England, which I've never been to Manchester, England. So I couldn't have done that by rolling in town and honking my horn and saying, "Hey, I'm here to do business," right? I just did that virtually. I honked my virtual horn. "Hey, here I
Hmm.
am." Um, no, but it's just been the kind of things that I can do. I mean, some of the community you've gotten involved with the some of the community that I'm involved with on LinkedIn and the
Hmm.
platforms that are out there. And I just find it amazing that I can be driving down the road here in Oregon in the United States. I can be on my phone. This happened the other day. I could be on my phone talking to my friend Usama in Cyprus in the Middle East. I can
Okay.
hop off the phone with him and be in Toronto, Canada, speaking to my friend Inger with in just a few minutes. Next thing you know, I'm down in South Africa talking to
Wow.
my friend Nazreen. I'm over to Costa Rica speaking to my friend Lygia. And before you know it, I'm back to Texas talking to my friend Shri. And I've done
Nice.
all of it in an hour. I mean, it's amazing the world we live in. And so I think my positivity and what I do in helping others and encouraging them has now made an impact worldwide because of what I've been able to do. I know that there's a lot of people that have impacted me, but I hope and pray every day that I'm able to positively impact others in a positive way.
Yeah, I concur because when I started, I didn't expect to be doing what I'm doing with this, and the reach and people that come on the show, like, wow, this is. I know some other people that's doing something that could help somebody. Like, sure, and I have some
Mm.
repeat people like, hey, when I get back on the pod, like, it's always standing open. Let me know you want to get on, and it's pretty cool.
It's
And
very
I know
cool.
whoever
It
listen
is.
to it right now, they're going to hear it, and whatever they're called to do, it's going to give them that encouragement to at least try, at least do some research, at least get the ball
Yeah.
going.
And you got to keep playing that music because everybody comes on your show and that just encourages you right off the bat. Come on.
Yeah, I told you I'll make some good music. Check it out, JLE World, and the second album, and JLE Experience, the first album.
I
A
love
lot of
it.
people
I
do
love
definitely
it.
love the Trey Love. I gotta make a video for that one. That's still in the works.
Yeah. No, that's
Oh,
that's great. That is so great. Yeah, I'll just do a little side note because, you know,
sure.
um, it's a blessing with being involved in music and all that, and seeing the impact of things that can happen. And it doesn't really matter where you are in the world nowadays to do those kind of things. There's one band that my son's part of called Citizens. They're a contemporary gospel band, and they live in all different parts of the U.S. One lives in Nashville. My son lives in L.A. One lives in Seattle. One lives in Denver. They live
Hmm.
all over the U.S. And when they get together, they just fly to where they're going, and they get together and they play and they do their thing. And what I think is so amazing about that, not only do you not have to be in the same spot to do what you and I are doing, just chatting
Hmm.
here and talking and doing interviews, but even if you're going to get together in person, it really doesn't matter where you are. You just hop on a plane, voila,
Oh,
there you are. You're all together. It's amazing.
I mean, with music now, hey, I got a nice track. I think you'll be awesome on. I'm about to send it to you. Like that, they got it with an airdrop. Like, oh, well, here's my vocals. Mix it down. I know somebody else. Give me a minute. Hit them up. Like, before you know it, you got a great song with two or three people on it, and they're nowhere in the same state. Compared to back in the
I
day, like, we got to meet at this one spot. When you get in town, the world is real small, and that's one of the cool parts of technology.
it is really small. It really is. And if you need a good collaborator and somebody to master your stuff, talk to me. I'll connect you up with my son. Um, but it is
Okay.
it's just amazing. And this is what happens, Jeffrey, in business,
Mhm.
right? So it doesn't matter where we are, we can still connect, we can still build each other up, we can still collaborate together and do business together, right? And do life together. And, I have formed some of the closest relationships with people over the last 2.5 years that I have had for years. And there's some of those people I've never been in the same room with them, right? And so it's just amazing what you can do. And I just think it's really exciting because it opens the door wide open to, what you can do. And then you learn stuff. The biggest thing for me was learning, okay, so how do I do the transfer of money between countries and all that? Things
Mhm.
like that. It's interesting. I had to figure that out. I have an assistant who's over in the Philippines. And so I had to work that out with her right off the bat, how to pay her. And then I have people I work with, like in England and different places, that I have to transfer money back and forth, or they have to pay me from there to the US. So it's very interesting how, you able to figure those things out and you learn things, you grow from it. And yeah, it's just amazing. I love it.
Oh, I'm learning every day. I got to work on the marketing aspect.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I know somebody who can help you with that marketing aspect. Your
I'm
marketing
sure.
coach, Russ Hedge. There you go.
Hey, I need to do better what I'm doing. That's one thing I ain't mastered yet. I'm still trying to master a lot of stuff I'm doing now. I'm a little proud. I'm
Well,
proud of my new intro. Figure that out on my own.
oh, oh my goodness, I am too. You did a great job. I love the whole thing. Yeah, I learn every day, and I love live streaming. I love learning from that because I learn from my guests all the time. When I'm on, I have some phenomenal guests, and I just sit back and listen and learn from them. So it's great.
Oh yeah, I'm truly honored and humbled that people willing to share their career journeys, complete strangers with me, and I try to treat it with the care and respect it deserves because this is what you've done with your life so far, and it's amazing, and it will inspire somebody. So I don't take
Yeah,
it lightly.
yeah. Well, and what I love is that you not only can you and I inspire people, but we can collaborate with other people. One of my shows, so I'll just tell everybody I do a lot of live streaming and I produce live streams, and the I do 5 shows a week,
Oh wow.
just of my own. One of them is called Marketing with Russ, aka hashtag Russ Selfie. If you want, I can tell you the little story behind that, but that's every Monday and Thursday at 8 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. And that is all about how amazing people connect, because I'm all about connection and community building. I bring
Hmm.
amazing people in, and Jeffrey, you're going to be on that show. If we haven't got you scheduled yet, we're going to get you on. And
Okay.
that is really about, talking. It doesn't matter the industry you're in, but how they connect and work within people and within their community in whatever industry they're in. Super interesting and inspirational for others, right? Then I have a show called The Experience Live with Russ and Scott. I have a co-host, D. Scott Smith. Every week we have that on Wednesday at 7 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, and that's all about the experience of life. We just it's kind of a wide open thing, but we bring on 2 guests, and he and I, and we have a great discussion. Both of those shows are only about a half an hour, so they're quick hitters. They leave you wanting more, right?
Okay.
Well, the Wednesday show, we started a pre-show to that. It's
Nice.
called The Experience Backstage, and it's on Instagram only. And so
Okay.
we pull that Instagram audience, and our friend Shree from Houston, Texas, she's on that show with us. So the three of us do the show every Wednesday morning at 6:30 a.m. And then Thursdays at 4 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, I have a show called Russ Reels Live. That is a topic driven, panel driven show. Like,
Okay.
for example, this week I have 7 guests, and I have a topic every week. And this week's topic coming up this coming week is community to clients. How do you turn community into actually paying clients, right? Because everybody has a business, and it's nice to be able to build community, but then you obviously need to pay the bills, right?
That's
So how
true.
do you do that in a nice way without being a car salesman and sending everybody five
Hmm.
page sales things on the middle of LinkedIn, and they're like, yeah, whatever, don't do that. So
Yeah.
So yeah, so it's going to be an interesting show. But there's 7 people besides myself that will be given input, and that
Awesome.
one's about an hour long, and that's a really great show every Thursday at 4 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. So all of those shows are inspiring to me. They're inspiring to all the guests and all the people viewing the show, as well as they teach people things because there's great input on the show. So I just always count it, like you said, a blessing that I have so many wonderful friends that are willing to come on.
Absolutely. I'm down to whenever you need me on the show, man. Just let me know.
You got it. Well, when we get off here, we're going to schedule you.
And I'm with it. What challenges have you faced?
What time? What?
What challenges have you faced?
Oh, challenges. Well, there's a lot of challenges. I've never owned my own business, so that was challenge number one. If anybody knows about owning a business, yes, and good and bad, pretty and ugly, it's all there in a business, right? There's stuff you love to do. I love what I do, but I don't love all the aspects about business, right? Because what I do, it doesn't mean that I love doing the invoicing and the accounting and the tracking and all the little stuff. So what I did immediately is I outsourced my bookkeeping. Number one,
Nice.
that was my first big one.
Okay.
Number two, I outsourced all my tax work because I wasn't going to do that stuff on my own. That's not my forte. And then number three, I got an amazing assistant who does a lot of the work for me because I love to get out with people and do these kind of things. I don't want to have to do all the little details. I can do social media, I can do all that stuff I have, but I don't want to have to do all the details. So with our clients and with my stuff, I have a great assistant who does a good share of that. And I appreciate her more than I can say. And so those kind of things really help me. They help me to scale and grow my business and overcome the challenges or my own deficiencies in areas where I wasn't good in business. And I continue to learn day by day.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking to start looking for assistant because I was thinking about the earlier, like, oh, you got to put the flyers up. They're gonna be on today. Like, man, this is
Yeah.
tedious.
All those details, detail, detail,
I was just
detail.
thinking
That's
that, like, yeah, it's probably a little tedious.
it.
But until you get a team, you do it all. So
That's
I
it.
understand that,
That's
man.
it. Yeah.
Now, would you have thought you'd be doing this pre-pandemic?
Well, I had given thought to it, yeah, because I technically started my company pre-pandemic, and it was really a blessing. I mean, God really kind of laid the groundwork for me, I feel, because I had already got my business name, I had got my website, I had already outlined my book, I'd already tinkered around with podcasting and doing stuff. So I'd already kind of had the idea, but the problem was when you work 12 hours a day at another job, it's hard to launch another business because you're tired when you get
Yeah,
home. I
yeah.
have a beautiful wife that I want to spend time with and a family. And so yeah, so it was difficult. So when the pandemic hit, it's like the slate was wiped clean. All this space was created. I felt like God had created all this space for me in this crazy busy life just to
Hmm.
take a deep breath
Hmm.
and look at everything and think, yeah, maybe I could do something different, right? I had time to look at it, and then it put me on a level playing ground because I had the time and the ability and the resources to do it during the pandemic at the beginning, and so then I was able to launch it. It was a lot easier. I may not have been able to do it so easy had the pandemic not happened, actually.
And it's interesting you speak on that because today's our weekly meeting with management. My boss had asked, "Well, how your day been going?" Like, good. Everything good? Anything else? Like, well, I'm more busy when I get off work because I'm working on building this. So
Right?
you do
Yeah.
your day job and then you grind to build yours to where that can be your only job. That's all.
Right. Yeah, I think that would have been hard for me. The sales and marketing manager position I had
Mhm.
was was fairly demanding, and so in a good way. I enjoyed it. I did, but it demanding as far as time, and so it would have been it would have been very very difficult and taken much longer to do what you're doing, to be doing my day job, getting up and doing the other, because yeah, it was just one of those situations. So yeah, it was a blessing that I had the time and I
Mhm.
could focus solely on my new business. That was the great thing.
Now you've been mentioning you have a book. You're a fellow author. What's the name of your book?
Yes, it's high. Well, you can only see part of it behind me, but here I'll hold another copy up. Here you go. Ready?
Hmm.
This is it. And so now
Okay.
you got to learn the hand motions. It's called Befuddled, Live the Life You Choose. Befuddled, Live the Life You Choose. And it's all about don't live your life befuddled, confused, lacking purpose and intent. Actually, live the life you choose. And people say this to me, Jeffrey, all the time.
Okay.
Well, I don't, I can't choose what happens to me. And I just reply, you're exactly right. You can't. Life happens, right?
Hmm.
Life happens, but then you choose. What do you do with your life when it happens? You get to choose where you
That's
go from that, good and bad. You can have horrible things. People say to me, man, I got horrible things happening. You have no idea. And my reply would be, you're right. I do have no idea what's going on with you. But I do know that whatever's happening, you can use that to learn from, to grow. You can use that to become stronger. You
true.
can, I mean, I have a lot of things going on in my life, like everybody else, that are not things that I would prefer, right? Some, I
Hmm.
have some lousy things going on. But I look at my life as really, really pretty good overall because I am just positive, upbeat, and I just take things on. And really, I'm blessed. I'm blessed to have great friends, to meet new friends like you, Jeffrey, to be able to work with people all over the world. And I was able, really within a year of working my business full time, I was able to replace my income that I had previously.
Awesome.
And that was a blessing, right? So it's
Hmm.
been, yeah, it's really been a good journey for me.
Yeah, because we all face adversity, but it's how you respond to it.
Exactly. Exactly. And if, for those of you that didn't hear me, remember life happens and then you choose because you get to choose where you go. And when things happen to you that you're not happy with, take a step back, think about what's going on, see what you could learn, see how you can adapt, see what you can do to move forward in a positive way. Because, and also with that, let me just say, I'm a positive, happy, upbeat, woo kind of guy.
Me too.
And not everybody's that way, right? Not
No, they're
everybody's that
not.
way.
No, they're
And
not.
that's okay. That's okay. And even for us, Jeffrey, people like us, things happen, right? I told you beforehand, my mama is not doing really good and it's not a good
Mhm.
situation. But you know what? It's okay to be sad. It's okay to be down. It's okay to have emotions. You just can't stay there.
Absolutely.
That's where people struggle. They stay in those situations,
Yeah.
and it's gonna happen to all of us. And people say, I'm not like you. I can't be positive all the time. And I'm like, dude, I'm not positive all the time. You see me in my good moments, but there's times I'm
Hmm.
sad. There's times that things, but I just choose to take a step forward and a step up and move forward in a positive direction.
Yeah. I mean, I separated last year, and during that, I rebooted my show and got on this path. And some people ask, "Well, you seem to be okay." Like, I can't bring that energy to the stuff God got me doing with podcasting, music, and books. Can't do that. I ain't got time for that. It's people that need help, and I'm supposed to help them. So I put that in the song on the second album. I'm good. Leave, give to God, forgive, let go, and keep going. Because I'm
Mm,
not gonna keep getting up 4 o'clock in the morning work for someone unless I'm doing the stuff that I was created to do. No
right,
knock to the job
right.
I got. Awesome, I'm thankful for it, but I want to be in my purpose 24/7.
Yeah.
That takes.
Well, and I think you said it so wonderfully there, Jeffrey. Certain things you just got to let go and you just got to move on in spite of, right? And
Absolutely.
that's okay. I mean, you just can't hold on to stuff. Yeah.
And people do it too much, and it just weighs you down.
Oh my
And
goodness. Yeah.
you miss an
Well, I mean,
opportunity for your life if you just let it weigh you
yep.
down.
Well, and that's you. I mean, again, there's another point you just made that's amazing, and that is um, the fact that there's so much opportunity and possibility out there. There's so many good things that can happen. But if you're sitting back,
Hmm.
wallowing in negativity and all of that, you know, then you don't really have a chance to, you miss the opportunities, you miss the things out there.
That's true. Now, how long ago
Yeah.
have it been since you published your book?
Well, I published it about, see, I wrote it in about 5 months after the pandemic, and then I
Okay.
published it within. So I self-published on purpose because I didn't want to deal with, the whole idea for my book was to get it out there, to make it part of my business. I could use it for speaking, for, and I did a
Hmm.
whole bunch of my own book tour, bookstores and all that kind of stuff, and online, had a big book release and all that. I just did my own thing. It helped me to raise visibility and attention to what I was doing. And so I chose to do that. And I think it was probably 7 months from the beginning of the pandemic to when I actually published and the book was out. And
Okay.
so, yeah, it was a blessing. Yeah. What I outsourced on that too, Jeffrey, talking about things that are
Mhm.
challenges. I think I'm a good writer. I think I'm a good communicator, but I needed a good editor. So first I took my family, and they were my initial editor. So I had all my family who were amazing doing that. Second, I hired an editor out of the Bay Area, and then she did the final editing. And then I hired a good graphic artist and a book formatter, and he actually did a little final formatting and editing. So I had a
Okay.
great team that put all that together, and he put the cover together, did all the stuff for me. And there was just a blessing because I had never written a book. I had no idea what I was doing, but I was doing it anyway.
Yeah, I published two and done it all myself, but third one, I'm gonna get help. Make sure there's no errors, no nothing.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Well, it's so great to have good people around you. And then talking about collaborating, um, yeah, I mean, there is great opportunity to work with people that have more knowledge than you. You think to yourself, I want to not spend money. I want to do it myself. Well, that's great, but when you got people that really know what they're doing, and if you get the right people, you could do it economically. I was able to put my book out and not spend my whole fortune, haha, on my book, but I was able to, get people that really would work with me, and so it was, yeah, it was a blessing to have that, and I highly recommend that. I highly recommend to people not to do things, to outsource things that they're not really super good at, that aren't their forte, and that's okay, right? We're not all good at everything.
Absolutely. I'm
Yeah.
definitely got to step your game up. As you learn, you grow, and you become more business minded to make sure you putting your best product out, whatever it is you're doing.
Oh, oh my goodness. You
You
said
gotta do
that
it
right.
yourself for a minute till you start learning. Like, okay, well, to make it awesome, I need to find these people, and now you really
Yeah.
keep growing and keep going to where you got that team with you. You good to go. You know.
I couldn't say it any better. That's so true. You know, um, I think that, so this is what I talk about, building community. And my intention with building community, I love to make friends. And I have a simple secret when it comes to marketing. You ready, Jeffrey?
Sure.
Friends help friends. When you go out and you build community, you make connections, people want, you've heard of the know, like, and trust factor, right? It is a continuous wheel of you getting to get people to know you, like you, and trust you. When you get them to the trust factor, then they will do business with you, right? And so you got to constantly be doing that. But as you're in that process and you're
Mhm.
building real friends, people want to support you, right? So, Jeffrey, you're such a great guy. I want to support you. I want to come on. I want to support what you're doing. I want to be there in the show. I want to do things to lift up all that you're doing. And that's the kind of people you want, right? That are out there supporting you, that are helping and doing all those kind of things. So, yeah, I mean, that's why that is such an important thing in the whole process of business. Build that know, like, and trust factor, get people in your community, and be giving, give to others, and then they're gonna want to give back in time if
Hey,
you're giving to them.
I try every day to make sure I repost people's stuff. They got something going on. Hey, great person, check them out.
That's it.
I
That's
mean,
it. That's how you do it. That's how you do it.
I mean, it's simple. love the neighbors thyself. You want love in any aspect of what you're doing, give it out, you'll get it back.
Oh my
And be
goodness. You preach it, Jeffrey. Come on. We need another one of your songs now. We got to get another one of your songs playing. We'll have a worship service. Woo!
I do got some gospel songs too. Got a little bit of everything. But it's
That's
real. I mean,
awesome.
that's how you do it because
Yeah,
LinkedIn is an amazing tool
it
that
is.
I had to do for a class project. And then I learned that, well, you got to get out there and interact with people that's serious. And more
Yeah.
people I interview let me know. Make sure your page is up to date what you're doing because if someone you send a connect to interview, they're gonna go to your page and see, okay, this what they doing. Oh, they for real. Okay, I'll check them out.
Yeah. No, you're right. And it's interesting because one thing that's really important in marketing and all that you're doing is, and I'm going to add this in the comments, is to have a simple way for people to get a hold of you, right?
Hmm.
And I couldn't have made it simpler because it's russhedge.com. It's my name and
Hmm.
it's super easy. And everything that people need to know is there, russhedge.com. And there you can connect to all my social media links, including LinkedIn, which I love. You can go to my email. You can go to my phone. You can call or text me, or I have it set up. You can even schedule time directly on my calendar to connect with me. So when I say, hey, connect with me, Jeffrey, you and I did this. I shot you a
Yeah.
connection link. You connect, whammo, it's a piece of cake, right? And so that makes it easy for people. And so russhedge.com is where you go. Another thing that I've done at that site, russhedge.com, and that is put up, I have a little video right at the top of the page,
Hmm.
and also a button you can click to get my 3 simple steps to successfully transforming your business. And how do you do that? You do that by building community and connecting. And if you want to learn more about that, click the button. It will send you a free PDF download, a great worksheet. If you actually take time, read through that, it's a simple worksheet and you fill out the questions. It's all for you. It's meant to get you thinking and taking stock in your life of what you're actually doing.
Hmm.
And then you could take a look at that and say, wow, I really need to improve on these areas. Wow, I'm really not doing, I thought I was doing something in that area, but I'm really not. And then you can take a look at what you need to do, right? That's where you start making the positive changes. Don't beat yourself up. Just say, you know what? I'm not making an effort to really connect with people and to network with people. I need to do that. Here's some suggestions that Russ gave me, and I can take a look at this and then go do what I need to do, because that's where it really makes a difference. When you take a look at things and you think, I want to make a positive change in my life and do more.
Yeah, I gotta get a website. I gotta get that going soon.
Yeah, you do for sure. Yep. Piece of cake. You and I need to talk more, Jeffrey.
Hey, hey, I'm welcome to all help that's available.
There
Get
you
me all the
go.
way right. So I get help back.
There you
Uh,
go.
what advice do you have for someone trying to find their purpose?
That's a really good question. And here's my advice. If you're trying to find your purpose, I love what TD Jake says. TD Jake says, if you're having trouble finding your purpose, then take a look at what you're passionate about, and your passion will drive you to your purpose, right? So, for example, Jeffrey, you are passionate about music. You love music. You love what you do, right? So,
Hmm.
that is an area you should incorporate into all the stuff you're doing, right? I'm just throwing that out there as an idea. But, the thing is with people, I'm passionate about people and connecting people and building community. That's why I do what I do. That's what I base my marketing, my sales approach, and everything on. And I reach out to people and I help them and I give them practical ways to improve and practical things they can do to raise their visibility, to improve their marketing, to help their business make more money, right? I mean, let's face it, money is not bad. The love of money is what is bad. If your focus is on the money, if your focus is on those things, yes, that's a problem. But everybody needs to make money to be in business. I mean, God knows that. He knows that we all need to get out there and make a living, because otherwise you can't. I told people in the beginning of my business career, I love to help people, and I was given a lot away for free. And I finally told a few of my clients, I'm gonna have to charge you now because I want to help you, but if I don't make money, I can't do what I'm doing, and I can't help you because I can't live, right? And so it's just a simple principle, that you get out there, you bless other people, you give, and then you can make a living at all that you do, and people it doesn't bother other people, so why should it bother you, right?
Absolutely. I mean, I built it to season 7, episode 3, and now I'm working on getting the sponsorship and the other aspects to it.
Oh yeah,
And
piece of cake.
I
We'll
look
have
at
you up there in no time.
absolutely. Well, I've definitely been mindful of the time. I want to thank this awesome guest, your marketing coach, keynote speaker, live streamer, inspiration specialist, and owner CEO of Russ Hedge Coaching and Consulting. They can check out his website, russhedge.com. For all business, he will get you right.
Thanks so
Appreciate
much
you
for
for doing
having
it.
me on, Jeffrey. Man, I appreciate you. Thank you.
I appreciate you for doing it. I'm always amazed that people are telling like, man, I be seeing the people be on your show. You got some heavy hitters. Like, I'm humbled that they want to mess with you. You know, I'm just
I'm
doing
with
what
you.
God told me to do.
I'm with you. Amen to that.
All right, and you're gonna get to hear the outro as the show goes
Okay.
up. So till the next episode in a little bit, everybody have a good weekend.